dream is to finally flatten your bulging belly, this next innovation is for you. Imagine taking your tummy from this to this. In just a matter of hours. Now they're paying attention. It's now possible thanks to a cutting-edge new procedure called, you're going to love this, Shrink Wrap Liposuction. Pioneered at the Beverly Hills Institute for Aesthetic and Reconstructive Surgery by Dr. Raffi Hovsepian. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. House.
Shrink Wrap Liposuction. Now, what is this?
Well, shrink wrap liposuction is a minimally invasive procedure that's combining multiple modalities of liposuction and cutting-edge laser technology. By combining both concepts, we are receiving tremendous results for our patients. These are body-transforming results that most of our patients will drop anywhere from 2 to 4 dress sizes and avoiding the hip-to-hip incision of a tummy tuck.
Okay, so let's first go through the technology here, because we're talking about cutting-edge technologies that I want you all to be aware of to begin to use them in your life. First off, liposuction and lasers, they've both been used in the past for the purpose of whittling away or making your body look a little better. So walk me through how this procedure combines these in a unique way.
Well, this is totally different than traditional liposuction and your standard one platform type laser technology. What we're doing is customizing specific for a specific patient. For instance, when a patient comes to the office, we're assessing and addressing not only the skin quality, but the volume of fat. And by approaching it in a different manner versus just removing fat, we are customizing a treatment plan.
So you mark their back. Here you are. You've made little marks there. Then
Correct.
You put the laser in.
Correct. We make strategic access point, little incisions the size of a Tic Tac. Then we insert the laser between the skin and the muscle. The laser is adjusted to a certain wavelength that is specific for fat cells. Thus, it doesn't traumatize the surrounding tissue. It's geared for the fat cell, and it liquefies and melts that fat cell.
Let me make this really clear to y'all what's going on here, because I think it's fascinating. These new lasers are able to melt fat. So normally, fat, although it jiggles in your body, you're not happy about it, and you complain and whine about it, it's actually like a hard block of butter. You know, nothing really happens when you turn it upside down, right? It's hard to get it out, and so if you try to suction on it, it's not so simple. Now imagine, and we're going to compare these two, if you use a laser. So I'm going to light my laser up here. When you light your laser up, now you have a little flame. I don't know if you can see that. See the flame back there? So you put your fat on top of the laser, and it begins to change. So normally, when you have fat around your, for example, waist side or your thighs, and you put the liposuction device in there, and you try to suck it, and you pull as hard as you can, and you barely get any out. So what do you have to do? You got to traumatize it. Go back and forth and sort of beat up the fat. And by smacking it around, you get a little bit more out like that. But it is hard work, and you can't get as much out. So if you're able to do what Dr. Hovsepian is speaking about, which is to use a laser, now watch what happens. You see how it's beginning to melt the fat? I don't know if you can all appreciate that. That melted fat is very different. Now you take your liposuction device and put it in there, and it's a joy to take it out. It comes out very quickly. Wow. Much easier. Less pain, less scarring, less bruising. This is the goal of using the two technologies together. So with that in mind, let's go back and talk about how the skin itself gets tightened. Because the second part of this procedure that really caught my attention was not just getting the fat out, but shrink wrapping that skin. So how do you use a laser to do that?
So what we do is we adjust the laser wavelength to a specific type of laser wavelength that is going to gear to the collagen fibers that lie under the skin. It stimulates the collagen fibers to contract. With time, as the recovery mode is set, the patient will start to contract and the skin will shrink and contour around the anatomy of the body.
So it all comes down to the results.
Correct.
Which you all want to see. If everyone's sort of interested now, let's take a look at some of the before and afters. Tell me about this first patient. Here she is before.
Yeah, this is the patient that coined the term shrink wrap liposuction. She was a mother of 2 in her 40s, and she was really a tummy tuck candidate, but she wasn't ready for it at this point of her life. So we came up with a basically customized plan using different laser technologies, and she went from a XXL dress size to medium.
That is incredible. Look at that. And here's the same patient.
This is her backside, so we could treat other areas, not only the abdomen, but the love handles and the back.
How much weight did she use? Do you know?
Well, it's really difficult to address weight because fat can weigh different because of the amount of lipids or fat cells within a person. In general, in this patient, we lost about 10 to 15 pounds, but more so, it changed her attitude and her character in life. She started working out. She was more active with her children. So as the months progressed, really, she also benefited from the procedure, and she did lose her own weight on her own.
And this is another example of a woman who lost the bat wings, I guess.
Correct. So this is a patient who is in her early 50s who had seen multiple other plastic surgeons who wanted to do traditional brachioplasty or arm lift with a long incision down the arm. She was pretty cautious about her appearance, and through tiny little access points the size of a Tic Tac, we were able to give her similar result to an arm lift, and she was ecstatic, obviously, without the long scar.
And what kind of cost is involved with this?
Well, the cost varies on the amount of fat they're removing and how many areas we're treating. In general, the small volume liposuction ranges from anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, whereas if we're doing an all-day event, such as the 5-liter removal of fat, that can range from anywhere from $7,000 to $9,000.
All right, thank you very much. Up next, for the first time ever on this show, we're going to look inside of my heart. I can't wait. Don't miss the breakthrough. They can give you a virtual tour inside your body. That's next.
Up next.